First, I want to say to Mr. Wiederfeld how grateful we are for his service. My question, first question is for Mr. Wiederfeld and for Mr. Svelberg. Through the bipartisan infrastructure law, Congress reauthorized dedicated federal capital funding for WMATA, and that's going to go through fiscal year 2030. WMATA will receive $150 million in annual funding, which will be matched by the local jurisdictions, and will also receive enhanced formula funding for capital investments. I want to know how the Washington region and Metro riders will feel the impact of this investment. So, Mr. Svedberg, how will Congress's investment in WMATA be used to improve the experience of riders on Metro buses and on Metro rail?
Thank you, Chair, Congresswoman. Well, you see it every day. We have numerous platforms that have been totally revitalized. We have new lighting, we have new elevators, we have new escalators, we have new safety measures along the track itself. We have new systems in place that show when trains when they're arriving, schedules. So the whole customer experience is changing. In that, and these are projects that have been delayed for decades now, but we're able to really get up to speed, and we're going to be seeing more and more of that. But also for us, from the board perspective, and I think the customer perspective, it's getting to the state of good repair. All those projects that you may not see that are vital to the safety and reliability of the system. It's not just the shiny new things you see at the stations. It's also the things you don't see, which are vitally important, and also the integration of bus at a lot of stations. You see new bus kiss and ride areas and other things, integrating and letting not only Metro bus, but also the local bus systems get to the Metro stations, and the integrating of all these systems. So these were funds that were vital to help do all of this work, and there's much more to come.
Well, Mr. Wiederfeld, what have you learned during your tenure as WMATA's general manager about ensuring riders feel the impact of their tax dollars in WMATA that you would share with your successor?
Thank you, Congresswoman, and thank you for your support. What I believe that the new general manager will need to do, which is follow the board's lead and continue to focus on those things that matter the most to them, making their rides safe and convenient, communication, transparency on the issues that we do face, and then making some tough decisions of things that have to be addressed to make the longer vision of the agency successful. So I think that'll be a very large part of the new general manager's role.
Mr. Sherrington, now I have a chart I'd like to have on the screen. This chart shows, and this is also for Dr. Mayer. This chart shows that the regional and federal investment in WMATA has dramatically cut into the authority's backlog of essential and needed repairs, from $7.1 billion repair backlog in fiscal 2016 to a projected $1.2 billion backlog after this investment from the bipartisan infrastructure law. So, Mr. Sherrington and Dr. Mara, will these investments allow Metro to improve its safety posture and find other efficiency that could save both dollars and lives?
With Dr. Mayer.
Sure, I'll start by saying that I haven't reviewed those numbers and projects in detail, but investment in the infrastructure of the Metro rail system is critical to bringing it back to a state of good repair and keeping it there, because those investments and that state of good repair prevents infrastructure-related derailments. It helps prevent water intrusion-related track fires, and it improves the safety of the system in general.
Congresswoman, I want to thank you first for all your support to OIG. Our job would be to monitor, to audit, and to look at that funding and to see that it's appropriately gone to those particular areas.
Thank you. I see my time has expired. Mr. Byer, you're recognized for 5 minutes.